Hello everyone, it's Philip from Limitless and I'm bringing you another interview from the Stuttgart Regionals, this time with Miroslav, who made the finals, unfortunately losing to Pedro then. And yeah, you are one of the many players that brought Zorak with extraordinary success. And yeah, going to this tournament, how did your preparation went and what did you expect and why did you make your deck choice?
Yeah, so basically I never played an expanded tournament before, or like originals, and I didn't even plan to play a lot this season. But then I was able to make top four at Special and Prague, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to hit like 22 step and stuff like that. So I started testing expanded pretty much, and I tried to get the general grasp of the meta, I get to know what to play, what cards to play around, like Seekering for Getsis and stuff like that. Yeah, and I've tested the top three, which is like Glaceon, Zoroarks, and Drampa, and yeah, just got the general grasp of the meta. And then I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna play the Zoroarks because it was just the best deck, and I kind of felt that I'm not gonna play that many mirrors because a lot of people are just gonna be uh, that they don't want to play the mirror, so they're gonna try to play anti-Zorak. So I felt like I'm just gonna go with a Zorak that's good against the anti-Zorak decks. I've also tried some Guardy, but yeah, it was it was okay against the Drampa and Glaceon, but the Zorak just stumped it anyway, because you've had to live through three hex cards, and it was pretty hard to win anyway. So yeah, I played a lot of PTCG games, like 200 to 300 matches with Zoraks, and probably the funniest thing about my preparation is that I was yeah, I'm kind of okay with the expander, but I still need some things. So I was decided on getting coaching from someone, and the certain someone who gave me expanded coaching was actually Pedro, who I played in the finals. So yeah, it's kind of funny. And yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, guess what's pretty good coaching in Vienna.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, then let's take a look at your list. So there's a lot of standard stuff, but there are also some interesting choices. So of course we have a normal Zorak line, and we have the 4X and everything. But when looking at the Pokemon line, there's the first interesting thing is your choice of Baby Zorak. Most players we saw with stand-in Breakthrough Zorak to yeah, they used it as a mirror attack because if your opponent hexes and has a huge bench and takes a knockout, you can, without much effort, use the Baby Zorak and deal 250, I think. Yeah, 250 yeah. For just a DCE, and it's a non-X. But you chose the black and white Zorak with foul play, so why was that?
So yeah, the Baby Zorak was probably my hardest decision with this deck. And I think the main reason why I think the foul play is better, the first thing is that for this metagame where there wasn't as many mirrors and there were a lot of buzzballs and some random stuff, this guy is insane. The buzz, he swings the buzzball matchup for I don't know, 20% or something like that. So if you get it, then you just absorption, then you structure him back and you do knuckle impact and stuff like that. It's pretty good. And also I think that most European people didn't really like Executor in the Zoraks, which I kind of don't understand, because the Executor gives you a fighting chance when you don't start, and you get Hex carded, and you are able to hit a Colress or something off of the Hex card, and then you just Colress blockade, and you can start your own Hex chain, so it gives you some additional percentages even though you're going second in the mirror, which is really good. And that's pretty much the reason why I play the foul play over the Magic Zorak, since I'm not the one price attacker that I plan on using in the mirror is the Executor.
Yeah, I figured. One thing I was wondering about is that if you play stand-in and Executor and your opponent, because usually you're on the disadvantage when your opponent goes first, and when he usually takes a knockout on cheap basics, so he's on uneven prices anyways.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if maybe playing both those mirror attacks is a good thing when you, and if you could realistically use two non-EX, but yeah. I guess this scenario didn't come up too often, yeah. So in the end, yeah. Also, one thing that's interesting to notice that you play 3 Colress. Most players chose 2 because, yeah, most of the time you're forced to use Hex Maniac, and you don't have the luxury to draw lots of cards with Colress, because there's always Sudowoodo in every deck, so you always have to Hex, otherwise you're doing just 100 damage. But yeah, I think the 3 Colress probably works pretty well with the Executor, because then you have more outs to draw out of red card Hex, and you have then the Executor to host up the Hex chain. So
yeah, the triple chorus goes hand in hand with Executor, because yeah, the game plan, my focus was that I want to beat Trampagarp, I ignore Glaceon, and I want to have the best mirror odds, even though I'm going second. That's basically why I'm going like 2 Bridget, 3 colors, and the Executor, because like the one more colors means that like I can hit it off the hex card and chain the Executor into it. And another reason is that like N is probably and it's also a tech card against Garberer, and I got 3 field blowers against Garberer, so yeah.
Yeah, another thing that goes hand in hand with that, at least it looks like it, is your Lele Shaman count.
Yeah.
Free Shaman 2 Lele has been very popular, but it's for those aggressive turn 1 plays with Hex Maniac and Shaman. But it seems like you have a more steady choice where you just Bridget and try to have outs to your opponent's Hex Chain red card combo instead of just going for it yourself.
Yeah, like the 3 red to the 2 Bridget count is mainly for the Trample Garber matchup. But like if I could redo some of my choices for the tournament, I would definitely play 3 Shaman and 1 Bridget, because like I only faced like 1 Trample, so yeah.
Alright, so you already mentioned the 3 field blowers, and this of course pretty high count. Usually we saw 1 field blower. Some people went up to 2 because of decks like Trample Garble and Lucario, but you went all the way to 3 field blowers, which is more than many people play in Standard, so that's quite a lot. Were you that scared of Trample Garble?
Yeah. Like I was saying like, yeah, I'm probably gonna play only against Zorax and Trample Garb, which was like a bad foresight, but yeah, it worked out anyway. Like the funniest thing is that like even though I played against only 1 Trample Garb in day 1, I played Sable Garb in top 4, which like for me was kind of hard, because like yeah, since I don't play much expanded and the decks like like there's non deck like that on standard, so so I had it pretty hard. But like I know that like the strategy, or like the general strategy against mill decks in top X is basically that you can like lose the first game, and then you just take 4 prizes in the second game, and then you win sudden death, because like every normal deck has better sudden death against mills most of the time, and especially like this one against Sable Garb when you have like the Shamans and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest issues of mill decks.
Yeah, so, and with the triple blower count, I could have just like chained it. No, he was like hand disrupting me, and I was just got the blower out, killed something, and I was good. So I took 4 prizes, and then went to sudden death, and I just killed him. So yeah, easy.
All right. We also, looking at your Pokemon line, there aren't many tech Pokemon. Some people played, especially Todd and Nico played Oranguru. Then we saw Pedro with Seismitoad. Oricori was also very popular, but you didn't went for any of those tech choices. So yeah, you already mentioned you were very expecting a very focused meta game without much variety.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay. I guess it worked out anyways in the end, even though it didn't turn out like it.
Yeah. Like that's the thing with this deck, like you can tech it for certain matchups, but like the power creep is still the same. It's just ridiculously strong.
Yeah, it's really an insane deck. And other counts, you have 2 battle compressors and the Rescue Stretcher. Rescue Stretcher wasn't that popular, I feel. Like at least for people I interviewed so far, didn't play Rescue Stretcher because they were like, yeah, the deck's so fast paced and goes like so over in so few turns, but the Rescue Stretcher is like too slow and won't matter that much anyways. Instead they played like 3 battle compressors to better thin out that deck. Did you feel like the Rescue Stretcher was very important, or did you feel like missing battle compressors? Or was it fine for you? Did it work out anyways?
Like when I heard that Tord and the other guys are playing 3 compressors, I thought that was like super awesome. Like I would have made the change as well, but I would never go down to like 0 cards that aren't like giving you cards back in the deck. So I'll definitely play at least a special charge or like the stretcher. I think that's pretty good in this deck.
Alright, yeah, I guess you can draw lots of cards, and when you get close to the deck
there are some situations where you just need to deck out and get all the stuff and then just stretcher something back.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point. Yeah. So, other than that, we also have the Getsus. Yeah, quite a staple card, and often used as a mill counter as well, because the Sableye deck always has like insane numbers of items, and against Valor the huge win condition is to just Getsus them, remove their gym. So Getsus seems important. Did you use it a lot? Because in most situations actually Hex Maniac is better.
Yeah.
So did you still like the Getsus?
Yeah, I would definitely keep the one spot for the Getsus. I think even though you don't get to use it much, it helps a lot in like random tier 2 matchups like Greninja or the Gyarados Maxi Galate decks. Like you need Getsus against that, or it's pretty much a straight up auto loss, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, it depends. Like the Red Card Hex Chain is also as well, so. The Red Card Hex Chain is also pretty good against the Archie decks, because if you just KO the hitter and
Yeah,
hex, then
true.
they usually stumble. But yeah, the Getzes definitely helps in that matchup when they have like 40 items or something.
Yeah.
All right, so much to your deck. Yeah. Could you run us through your tournament? Like in general, were there any very memorable games? What were the crucial points of your tournament, and how did it go? You went into Cutter's first seed, so this
Yeah.
looks like a pretty smooth day one. But how was it in actually playing?
Yeah, so it was kind of fast. um, I had round one. I played against Primal Groudon, and I actually tied that game. And I got like super tilted because I was real unlucky, and I think that like Primal Groudon isn't really relevant. It's a pretty bad deck, I think, or like bad, but it's not that good as like Zoroark and the other decks. And yeah, I was kind of angry at myself from that. But like when I tilt or like I have it like when I'm tilted, I actually play better than like normally. So so then I went like 5-0, and yeah, I went up against the like some Buzzballs and some random Buzzballs and Guardies pretty much. And like after when I tied the Groudon, I was like, man, I should have taken Guardy. Like why did I play this deck? And then when I had like all the decks that Zoroark just destroys, I was like, yeah, I'm so glad I played Zoroark. So yeah, I went 5-0 against like some random decks and not so well-known players, I think. And yeah, then I played against Tort and we tied. Like he started, beat me the first game. I won the second game, and I basically beat him, and time was called, so we tied. And then I played my win against Greninja guy, and yeah, I was able to beat that as well. Even though I was kind of lucky the second game, because like the game against Greninja are like pretty much slower paced, because like he's ending you, and if you don't draw well off of it, the game can stall a bit. And yeah, the game two, like I won the first game, and we needed to not to tie, because like if we tied, we'd probably be risking bubbling. And I was able to draw double puzzle. Yeah, a double puzzle off of an N2-3, and I just Guzma, like I went for Guzma DCE, and Guzma at his Lele with blockade, and he can do nothing because like he needed an energy from like his remaining 4 cards because he ended last turn. So yeah, and I just killed the next turn, and yeah, I was in. So I was kind of lucky.
Yeah,
but
the Greninja matchup can be scary because it's not necessarily that it's a hard matchup, it's just that it's like so much randomness with all the shadow stitching and you have to draw out of it and everything.
Yeah, like Greninja isn't really scary, but like it's scary when it rolls good. Like if it rolls like four not price Frogadiers like in both games, and then like it hits all the Greninjas from the follow-up support after the duplicates, pretty scary.
Yeah, definitely. And so you already mentioned how you beat Sableye in, what did you face in top 8?
In top 8 I played a mirror match with like pretty much the same build, but he played 1/1 Muck, so it was like 2 cards off, I'd say, something like that.
Okay, and how did those games went? Because like most mirror matches I heard about were like, actually Todd said that his first game against Pedro in top 4 was perfect example of expanded, where of expanded Zoroark mirror, where Pedro just went first, got a good opening with Shamans and a few Zoruas and hexed and never stopped hexing afterwards, and or just benched Pokemon and passed.
Yeah.
Were your games more interactive? Did the Chorus and Executor actually help, or was it usually just the same anyways?
Well, I think that like when you're playing like this matchup and the opponent doesn't have the Executor, like you have kind of a chance, but like when both players have Executor, it's like straight up toxic. Like if one player starts and they have like the normal opening, like you probably are not gonna win unless you hex card them and they just draw that. Because like what happens when both players play Executor, in my opinion, like from my testing, is that like one guy uses blockade and the other guy doesn't want to let him do the hex chain, so he uses blockade as well. And like, you know, and since like the guy who used blockade first did 10 damage to Zoroark, he just like loses the blockade race basically, and then he gets like hit with the hex card combo and
blockade race.
Yeah.
10-shotting Executor, what a time to be alive.
And it's kind of funny, like when you're playing the foul play, you can like even bring it to like a next level, because like you're blockading his Executor. But like, yeah, this didn't happen to me in tournament, but I've had some games in testing where this happened, so
alright, very
kind of a fun interaction. And yeah, the matchup went that like, since both of us played Executor, I just went first, did the thing to him, and I won, then he won, and then I won, so yeah.
Yeah, and then in the end we had the finals. Of course we have this on video, so everyone can watch it. Looked was a pretty sad game too, because you got the advantage of going first, but you still didn't get anything.
Oh, I think I kind of deserved to lose it. Like, I made a huge misplay my first turn when I don't remember exactly, but I went first and I could have benched the Skyfield, but I was like, nah, he's gonna just gonna pseudo double Zorua, and I'm not gonna have any value of the Skyfield anyway, so I just saved it. And then he like budgeted for 3 Zorua instead of the pseudo and red carded me, and I drew that. Or like I drew an Ultra Ball, but like if I placed the Skyfield, I could have just Ultra Ball from Shaman and get a much faster start. But like this, I just had to trade for 2, and I missed anything out of the train, and then I got like a bit slower.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was unlucky with the fact that I had 2 Zoras priced, which is like pretty bad if you don't get them early, because you just like trade the one shots, and if you don't get them before like the last one shot, you just lose because you have no Zorax. So yeah, but yeah, I think if I would have gotten would have not misplayed with the Skyfold, I could have won that one.
Alright, and yeah, in the second game I actually didn't see your opening hand exactly, but I remember that you shamaned and then you chorused for
Yeah.
2. Was it like your only option?
Yeah.
Or, okay, so you probably had
It was like 4 cards that don't draw me any, and I could have played some of them, except for like 2 Yes Seekers, so I just went set up for 4. Only got a chorus, so I chorused for 2, and I was like, yeah, I need to hit the Shaman or I'm done, and I hit the Shaman, so I was like, yeah, I get a chance, and then I drew 4 Zorax off of the Shaman, like these 4, so...
Yeah, but it was a quite
Happens.
unusual game because Pedro didn't even punish it that hard. He went on to 2-shot your Shaman, and yeah, he didn't run that hard anyways, but your draw was just so poor
Yeah.
over Zorax in hand that you couldn't do anything.
But like, I'm not complaining, it's like my
Yeah.
first expanded tournament, and I think like I did a lot of misplays in the tournament, like I kind of feel like bad, just because like, yeah, I was kind of like sacking a lot, so yeah.
Oh well. So anyways, congratulations to a great finish. And the last thing I'm curious to hear about is what's your opinion on expanded in general, because we don't have this a lot, and there are a lot of players who criticize it and dislike it. But from your perspective, as someone who had success in the format, do you like it, and do you think it's a good thing? And
Yeah, I like, I think I would play standard over expanded like any day. Like I didn't, like it's like hard to explain, but like I enjoyed like playing the game, but like I didn't really enjoy playing the format. Like I enjoyed winning and stuff like that, but yeah, it's just the format is just toxic. I really don't like it. I think it needs some fixing. So yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I think with some fixing it would be really nice, because all those great consistency cards allow you to have so much control about what your
Yeah.
deck does. But then in the end, you can't use that control because your opponent will just red card hex chain you or something like it. But yeah, definitely, it has definitely more potential than we can use right now.
Yep.
But well, thanks for your time. I enjoyed doing this interview. Good luck in future events. I hope to hear from you again. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.
See ya. Thanks.